Hey there, good Saturday morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the weekend edition here at Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. We take a look at the Saturday radar sponsored by Tamco. You can see that we've got some showers and a couple isolated thunderstorms just offshore that are moving towards the coastline. They are somewhat kind of weakening, but even if we zoom out, you can still see that you've got the moisture, you've got the showers and the thunderstorms. Just realistically, you're seeing the moisture at least push in towards our region kind of later this morning into the afternoon. So the heat of the day and the moisture, we should see at least 40 to if not 50% coverage later this afternoon. Even on the satellite and radar, you see all that little green, all that kind of blowing up. Those are showers and thunderstorms. We're just showing that moisture is going to be filtering and pushing into our region a little bit later this morning and realistically the afternoon hours as well too. And we're going to continue seeing this the next several days. We get more back into our more isolated pattern until we get realistically Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So pretty much today through at least Tuesday, we're going to continue seeing this moisture offshore keep pushing into our region. So we've got a pretty good chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Now look at those current temperatures. Along the coast, you can find some low to mid 80s. Holly Beach already at 85 degrees. And then the I-10 corridor, Houston at 79, Beaumont at 76. And then further north of the I-10 corridor, you can find some upper 70s, but mainly it's into the low to mid 70s. Thanks for a sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you one. We're going to continue seeing those temperatures gradually increase. I shouldn't say gradually. It's going to increase quickly. By the lunchtime hours, we will pretty much be into the low to mid 90s, but we will see a chance for some relief from that heat. That's going to be those 30 to 40% coverage mainly later this morning to the lunchtime hours, and then we should get pretty close to 40 to 50% coverage this afternoon into the early evening time hours, thanks to our sponsor of Modern Concrete Material. We're kind of seeing that the chances of rain gradually will increase later this morning, mainly into the afternoon. Now, nothing going on in the tropics for the Gulf into the Caribbean. No chance of development in the next 7 to 10 days, but what we will continue to keep watching, I've been we've been monitoring these areas, these waves coming off the coast of Africa, lots of dry air and dust, and the wind shear is giving it a very hard time of developing. But you see the National Hurricane Center just dropped this yellow tag right here. This is actually shown in the last 6 hours. So bam, that's the last hour we just seen that update. So we just seen the National Hurricane Center update this area. There is a 20% chance of development within the next 7 days. This is actually right here in Africa, and we'll continue to keep watching this go westward. But again, dry air, wind shear are going to give this a hard time. We'll continue to keep monitoring this. Model data tries to pick it up, then it drops it. But again, the dry air and the wind shear is going to give this a really hard time. But it's hurricane season, and this is what we do. We continue to keep watching this. But right now, this is going to have a really hard time surviving all that dry air and dust. But over here, we're not dealing with dry air and dust. We are dealing with lots of moisture. We're going to deal with that today, tomorrow on Sunday, again Monday and Tuesday. So pretty much we've got rounds of showers and thunderstorms really scattered really the next several days. It's not until we get to Wednesday. Here we are Wednesday afternoon. You see we start kind of mixing out, drying out, and especially by Thursday, all that yellow and gold, that is a lot of dry air moving into our region. So thanks to Switch Electric, we can kind of put the rainfall outlook. You can see we've got at least 40 to 50% coverage today, again Sunday, Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday as well too. And then we start kind of mixing out more of a drier and isolated pattern once we get into Wednesday, and then the rest of the week, Thursday and Friday, everything looks to be more isolated. And because of that, you're going to have, less clouds, less chance of rain, so those temperatures are going to kind of increase as well too. And we'll start seeing more middle to possibly upper 90s the middle to end of this week. But we're not dealing with that right now. Later this morning into the afternoon, we'll see that 40 to possibly up to 50% coverage. Some of these isolated storms could be heavy, up to 1 to 3 inches. The majority of us, we're going to get a quarter to a half an inch. But again, those isolated ones could be a little bit heavier and have some more lightning. And then one thing I do want to watch is later this evening. Here we are about 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening. We'll be watching towards the lakes region if a line of showers and thunderstorms can develop and then somewhat kind of sink southward later this evening. We'll see if this makes it all the way towards the I-10 corridor, let's say around 9, 10 o'clock. We'll continue to keep watch this. This model data does do a really good job with it. Kind of shows it weakens and dies out. Do I trust it? Don't know just yet, but we will continue to keep watching this. Again, 40 to 50% coverage this afternoon, and then all eyes will be watching later this evening. Does another line come in from the evening sometime around the I-10 corridor, anywhere from 9, 10 o'clock? We'll watch that. And then by tonight, everything dies down. and then kind of rinse and repeat once again, or late Sunday morning getting into Sunday afternoon, another round for 40 to possibly up to 50% coverage for some scattered showers and thunderstorms on Sunday, and then we do it once again on Monday late morning getting into the afternoon hours, and then once again on Tuesday. This afternoon, though, we're mainly going to be into the low to mid 90s thanks to the clouds and some of that rain. You can find some areas out towards the west that get up into the upper 90s, but realistically what we're seeing is a chance for those scattered showers and thunderstorms thanks to our sponsor of Silsby Ford. And then again, if they're doing any practices today, I don't really know, but here's a wet bulb globe temperature that we're going to say mainly into the middle to upper 90s. Thanks to Switch Electric for that. And then overnight tonight, still warm, muggy like we see this time of year in August. Low to mid 80s down towards the coast. I-10 from Houston all the way to Lafayette, pretty much into the middle 70s to upper 70s, and then north of the I-10 corridor anywhere from 73 up to 78 degrees. So it doesn't really matter. The air conditioners are going to continue to keep working even as we get into the nighttime hours. And then here we are for the 7-day forecast for Southeast Texas. Pretty good rain chances, or pretty good rain coverage or opportunities today through at least Tuesday afternoon. And then we get more back into our isolated pattern Wednesday through at least Friday. And because we lose some of the rain and the clouds, we see those temperatures kind of increase just a little bit more Wednesday through Friday, getting more into the middle to possibly the upper 90s for some areas as we get into the end of the week. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana. Pretty good rain chances today through at least Tuesday. And then we're going to start getting more into our isolated pattern as we get into the middle to the end of the week. So a really good time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. This will keep you updated throughout the day today and the next several days. Want to take another look at the showers. Again, a lot of this is kind of moving to the coastline this morning. We don't have a lot of daytime heating just yet. Sun's just now really kind of coming up. So a lot of this is weakening, but again, we zoom out. You can still see that you've got the moisture. In fact, we're probably going to see it a little bit better on the satellite. So if I manually zoom this or do this, zoom out, you can see we've got a pretty good moisture content that's currently offshore. And again, this will flow into our general region the next several days. So just showing that we've got moisture in the heat of the day. So we have pretty good chances for some showers and thunderstorms. Again, not everybody's going to get, the rain. It's 40 to 50% coverage. But again, if you have not yet, please go download our free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. If you're doing anything outdoors today, hanging around the pool, I know this is kind of maybe for some the last weekend before we go back to school on Monday. Many have already started. So you're trying to have a good, fun weekend. Don't let the rain ruin it at all, because it's not going to be all day and not everybody's going to deal with it. Pull out your handy dandy radar, use our app, and it will keep you updated with any of these isolated to scattered showers and storms throughout the day today. So have a wonderful Saturday. Thanks for tuning into our Saturday morning show. We'll have posts throughout the day today doing radar, and if there is a chance for anything possibly getting severe, which is a very low risk, or if there's a chance for flooding, you get all of those alerts from our Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. And then also remember, if you travel, let's say you go to Oklahoma, maybe you go to New York, I don't know, this app will keep you updated, not only what's going on in our area, but it will follow you on your current locations, giving you all the updates that you need, no matter where you are at that current location that you are. So have a wonderful Saturday, and thanks again for tuning in. I will see y'all on Monday morning for the Monday morning show, but again, we will continue providing updates, looking at those showers and thunderstorms. Have a good Saturday.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by
We don't know what the weather is going to be like around here. I do get really anxious during storms.
That's why they chose HailGuard. When performance leads, confidence follows. Backed by the first and only asphalt shingle system with a hail warranty.
That just gives us more peace of mind.
This is the only asphalt product on the market that has the manufacturer warranty targeting the hail damage, and it gives me a lot of confidence as a contractor.
Engineered for enhanced impact performance. Built to protect homes and reputations. HailGuard shingles. Built for hail.